because the woman on her whim, she could have one bad day, go to divorce court, file against you. 80% of divorces are filed by women, and you are effed. You're marrying in 2025. You're not marrying a woman in Jesus. You're marrying a woman and a divorce court that is on her side.
I'm not.
So the problem is women, when we have a child, that's like post-nut clarity for us. As many kids as we have. Because we're like, oh, we got what we wanted. And then we have to look at the guy. Then we have to look at the guy and we're like, did I want him? Ooh. Did I want
Yeah.
And sometimes the answer is yeah, I did. And then other times the answer
is I just want the money.
Think about this. Think about this. None of us are Obama fans, but I always credit hard work. The guy made it to the presidency. His wife wrote in a book, Big Mike wrote that she hated him for the first 10 years of their marriage. For the first 10 years of their marriage, she wrote in a book, national bestseller, I hated him for 10 years after our first child was born. That's women right there. And then I'm going to add another layer to it, because there are what are called gray divorces. Gray divorce, the trend of couples divorcing over 50 has significantly increased, with the divorce rate for those over 50 doubling since 1990. So in 2019, about 36% of all divorces involved individuals 50 or older. Wow. Yeah, you got a long way to go, buddy.
Yeah, I just gotta see I gotta see your youngest kid hit like 13-ish, and then you can come back. You know, what I mean?
I'm happy to do that.
Yeah, I mean,
Jay, how long have you been married?
It's no offense to you. It's just I've just seen, again, I've interviewed men even more confident than you that said the same thing, that ended up in the worst place, unfortunately.
I just wonder.
By the way, dude, I hope you're passionately married to your wife forever. I'm very happily married to my second wife. It's fantastic. We've been together 15 years, married 15 years, 2 kids. It's the best life I've ever lived. I'm not anti-marriage when it works. It just works so rarely that it's hard to recommend.
Because almost nobody does it correctly. So of course it works rarely.
But he has a point. He has a point. A lot of people don't choose properly to start with. Of course, it's going to fall apart.
They don't choose properly. They don't live out what we're talking about at all. And then you act like the idea of biblical marriage failed when nobody was actually doing
biblical marriage doesn't exist.
I mean,
it doesn't exist anymore.
I mean,
of course it does.
Steven Crowder. Well, yeah, he's right. It doesn't exist. You have to have enforcement. If it only exists when the woman decides it exists, it doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's no God in divorce court either.
Yeah, it's traditional when she decides it's traditional. And if she doesn't decide it, that means she has the final say, which means it's not you.
That's just the point. If breaking the covenant with God is not a big deal to her, then she wasn't a good wife. So it's like
the wrong one from the jump.
But that's just begging the question. She decides whether or not that's true.
That's fair. So that's an indictment on the marriage system itself.
It's an indictment of women.
It's also an indictment on a woman who would do that. But then you made a bad choice because she did not actually have a passion.
Yes, but in a biblical marriage,
she was under.
In a biblical marriage, you could make a weak choice, and she could not fuck you in divorce court, right? That's the difference between a biblical marriage and modern day marriage. These are not the same things.
So
I am 1,000% in favor of biblical marriage, but we don't have that anymore. It's gone because the woman on her whim, she could have one bad day, go to divorce court, file against you. 80% of divorces are filed by women, and you are effed. You're marrying in 2025. You're not marrying a woman in Jesus. You're marrying a woman and a divorce court that is on her side.
I'm not arguing that divorce court is on her side.
And the problem is, you know what? So I had a trainer in London, and to be honest, he talked kind of like you. He met his high school sweetheart, like around the same age. He married her. He was like a devout Muslim guy. And literally one day he comes in with like scratches on his face. And he said his wife like thought he was cheating, but he has a twin brother. I don't know. Maybe he lied his way out of it, or maybe he was cheating. I don't know. This is just a story he told me. Okay. I don't know.
I also have a twin brother.
I don't know. No, but he actually did. He actually did have a twin brother. So that's the funny thing. He actually did. But apparently his twin brother took a woman on a date, right? and her friend saw the twin brother and thought it was him, and then came back to her and said that he was cheating. So this woman crashed out, called the police on him, said that he was abusive, all this bullshit. And he literally went to jail with his like trad wife of 20 years. And I swear he spoke to, like, the way you're talking right now, he spoke to me. He said his wife would never. And I, you know, it's not that I don't want to be black-pilled, but I've just had too many guys kind of talk like you and have the same talking points. We're just not doing it right. And then they come back like 5 years later. Like Steven Crowder, you know, before he got divorced, he sounded just like you, you know, and now he's the same. He said, do it right. He would go on all the shows and say, do it like this, marry a virgin wife. He went and did it. And now, you know, she did the same thing, the abuse.
Or you have,
I mean, how many female divorce court judges were there in the 2nd century AD?
As most of you know, I have been fighting on the front lines of the simp epidemic for years, but I need to tell you about a quiet weapon being ratcheted up against men that is rarely talked about. It's not just the relentless anti-masculinity propaganda and OnlyFans hoes causing the societal issues that we discuss on this show. Did you know that the average city's tap water contains trace pharmaceuticals and endocrine disruptors? This often includes estrogen from birth control. The average adult consumes a credit card worth of plastic every single week. That's 5 grams of plastic a week on average. So it's no wonder that the average male's testosterone is half of what the average was 50 years ago. Testosterone levels decline 1% a year, and without a course correction, we are headed towards extinction. No matter how based you are, you need to be naturally boosting your testosterone. My friends at Chalk, CHOQ.com, are on a mission to save mankind from extinction by boosting your vitality. Chalk's Male Vitality Stack contains premium and potent herbs clinically studied to naturally boost your testosterone levels, sperm count, and overall vitality. Just one of the many ingredients in the Male Vitality Stack was studied in double-blind human clinical trials to boost total testosterone 20% in 90 days. When you boost your testosterone, you'll have more mental clarity, you're more capable of making decisions and taking risks. Having high testosterone will also affect your pheromones, so women will find you more attractive subconsciously. Get the Chalk Male Vitality Stack right now on Chalk.com. That's CHOQ.com. Use my name Pearl as your coupon code and you'll get 25% off site-wide on Chalk.com. That's CHOQ.com. My name Pearl is the discount code. Oh yeah, that's the challenge. Yeah. The worst judge.
Even worse.
Go ahead.
Even worse, there is a social infrastructure in place to encourage women to leave their husbands and go out there and struggle. Tyrese's ex-wife was on a podcast. He went to go shoot a movie. She covered up all the Ring cameras while he was gone, took their newborn child, all of her stuff out of the house, and has 2 lawyers trying to get more money out of him right now. And she had to go on a podcast and say, I regret, if it wasn't for my mama and all my friends, I would have never divorced him. If I could go back, but I had all these women in my ear saying, you don't need him. He's a punk. He's a bitch, whatever.
That don't count. He married a schemer, though. If she covered up the Ring cams and took everything, she was scheming from jump.
I gotta be honest. What black-pilled me, it wasn't even the divorced people, because obviously you're getting the worst of the worst. It was the people that would come on my show and talk just like you and the same thing, or the people in my life that would literally say your exact talking points. Like, and I swear it would be so similar to what you're saying, and then the same thing would happen. And then that's when I realized it was over.
If there was an option today where people could pick, hey, I want a modern 2025 marriage with family court options and all that stuff on the one hand, or I could have a biblical option on the other hand, I'd be 100% for biblical marriage. I think you're right. I think biblical marriage is the foundation of a functioning Western civilization. I don't think we can survive without it. I'm not criticizing biblical marriage at all. I'm just observing that today we do not have that.
Well, you don't have it unless you have 2 people who actually believe it. And
unless you have a woman that believes it.
That's the point. That's the point I'm trying, because you guys are talking about divorce court and all these things that I don't even disagree with. But biblical marriage is not biblical marriage if you're married to a woman who is willing to leave on a whim. You were never in a biblical marriage.
Every woman has the option to leave on a whim.
Well, I gotta see the youngest kid hit 12 Yeah,
All right, I got a few years, and I'll be
be
happy to report
careful
back.
out there, fellas.
I'll
When
let
it
you
was
know at
t-
8 years for me as well.
Yeah, so that's when I'll take it a little more, but it's got to be she's got to have as many kids as she wants because some women will get the second kid at like 38 or something.
Hey,
Be
when
like,
you
"You'll
got
have one in
married,
your
my
20s."
friend, when you got married, did you do the church pre-marriage counseling thing?
No,
Right? You
no.
probably
So,
did, right?
so to be honest with you, I have not. Our entire marriage has not been a biblical marriage structure. In fact,
Okay. Fair enough.
we went.
I'm
through
not
some
trying to get
very-
personal. I'm
no,
sorry.
not at all. We've gone through periods where our marriage was not great. Because we had two people who said they were Christians who were not living biblical marriage and not living
Yeah,
biblical
I get it.
principles.
I get it.
And when
100%.
we flipped that switch to, and when I say biblical,
Oh, he froze.
when I say actually to the point by point, two people saying, I'm going to do my job and I'm going to do my job, then everything changed. And that's why I'm passionate about it. It's not because I'm like, I'm so special or this or that. I had to go from a struggling marriage to a thriving marriage by actually living out biblical principles and not just saying this is a Christian marriage, because
all right.
that's
First of
performative.
all, I'll tell you, you're ahead of me because I went through the same process, but it took me 2 marriages and a divorce in the middle. So I consider my marriage today to be a biblical marriage. We're very happy. It's a very traditional type of marriage. I'm the breadwinner. My wife stays home with the kids. Everything works great. It's fantastic. It's fantastic.
Awesome.
I feel like I'm treated like a king by my wife.
Which is the most important thing, by the way, is respect. If you don't have respect for your
I
wife,
agree,
then
100%.
You're done already.
100%. In my first marriage, I was treated with contempt by my wife.
That's a
And
nightmare.
of course, that makes it. That's what makes it a cancer. But
Right.
I wonder how many guys. So we went to the pre-marriage church thing where they counsel you on all this. Your obligations are this and that and the other thing. But you know what they didn't show us?
Yeah.
They didn't show us a stream of videos of guys getting ruined in divorce. Because I bet a lot of guys, if they went through pre-marriage counseling where they showed you the 50-80% divorce rate and the destruction those guys go through and the self-ending rate of that, fathers being denied access to their children, I wonder how many dudes would say, you know what? Dating seems a lot better than this.
And here's the thing. Media for women, these goofy romance movies and rom-coms and Hallmark and stuff.
Where the guy's perfect.
They always end. Oh, yeah, they get together and they kiss and the movie ends. It doesn't show anything after that. It doesn't show them getting married and having to deal with marriage. It always stops right there because that's what women care about the most. Women don't think about the hard work it takes after they get married. Women want to get married but don't want to be wives. It's like a lot of women want to have children but don't want to be mothers now.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Well, the movie set up unrealistic expectations too.
I gotta welcome the great Ho Math. Welcome to the
right.
show.
Oh,
I wondered if I was getting
Go.
I thought I was getting bumps at the end of the line.
No, never.
I'm taking notes. You guys are having a conversation about choosing women that don't exist.
Right. Yeah, that's right.
They exist.
Oh my
Where
God.
are they? Where are they, and how do you make them? This is all top down. This is all like
Can I make
whether
him a little bigger. How do I make him? Okay.
Oh yeah, we need Aaron. I always
I
used
can
to
get
ride
it
on
closer.
motorcycles with Aaron a week
Oh, I
ago.
love it.
Put on my glasses for this one.
it's all top down. It all, like, the way that women behave is modulated by or moderated by the dominant social paradigm. So it's like they have to see women who are behaving well getting lots of like trophies.
Yes.
They have to see women who are mothers and who are like obedient to their husbands getting celebrated, and then they'll get celebrated. But instead they see Bonnie Blue. So now you've got like I don't know what to draw. I'll just do XXX for Bonnie Blue. You've got
Just a pair
that.
of boobs.
Yeah. You've got that.
Maybe put like a line of men. Yeah.
Yeah, I have that in here somewhere. I could find that. They have there's these guys right here on zones, the dudes in her past. So yeah, if you want there to be marriageable women, you have to show marriageable women receiving rewards, and we do not do that. Like, this is all systematic. We're talking about men making choices. How many choices can you possibly make? Like, I had to be really, really forgiving with my choices, and they still all turned out all the ones that I liked turned out pretty bad in one way or another.
Where were you fishing?
I mean, school. There was one girl that I grew up with. There was, I mean, of course, there was the internet. There was people I met socially.
That's-
It's the standard.
Yeah, so you have a point.
Please
You
don't
have
say
no,
church.
I'm not going to say church,
Oh
but
God, they're
that's
worse there.
but
They're
you could start
worse.
there. You could. That's not what I
Oh
was
no,
going
I
to say.
wouldn't. Go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
But
Church is the last stop on the whore train.
Oh
dude.
God,
Sorry.
they're worse.
Church is the lobster trap of marriages.
secular
Ah.
society has destroyed women. There is zero question about that.
Yeah.
But how do you like? What's the solution here?
Change
other
the rules.
Other than
Yeah.
but that doesn't fix the quality of women that are available to men.
It will. It will.
How?
Because as
Women
soon as
abide by the rules.
yeah, as soon as like aliens land and say everybody is gonna speak this alien language now, women will be like, yeah, I've always done
Right.
it, and I always I didn't before I knew it before you.
And what's the
They'll-
rule change? You just make marriage binding without.
Yeah, you have to you have to make marriage the way it used to be, where when you get married, it's for real. Like they make
Right.
vows about good times and bad, and then they go, well, I'm not happy. Right? Those are the bad times, right? You're
Mhm.
supposed to vow your way through that.
So
you have to-
until
I
1970,
agree with
if
that.
you wanted to get divorced, you had to go to court and sue. It was civil litigation. It was a big deal.
Or-
You had
Yeah,
a jury
exactly.
and everything.